Okay, so let's start with the second project. And this time we're going to make a butterfly. In this area, there will be a lot of brown. So I don't want the divisions or the brown tones to blend too much. To avoid this, we'll use a split stitch with color 3371. This time, we'll use a single thread folded in half, forming a loop at the midpoint, and you make a knot at the end. As you can see here, there's only one thread folded in two, which makes it a little bit more visible. So we'll do the split stitch. Remember, for irregular areas, make shorter stitches. I move here, split stitch, and I will continue. I'll finish outlining just this area here. Okay, so we'll continue making split stitch in this area. And what we're going to do in this wing, we're going to do it on the wing, or the next wing, the other half, if you want to see it that way. So I'm going to continue, I'm seeing in a bit. So as you can see, I have finished all the stitches are much more visible with a folded thread. So since the space is very small, I will use satin stitches to fill all these small areas. I will provide a guide for the colors and their numbers so there is no confusion. So remember, satin stitches go from side to side, and I will start here. Make sure the stitches are very close together, filling the spaces, and if there is a gap, it's okay, don't worry, it happens, just fill it in. And I will do this process in all this area, and all the areas I will indicate in the pattern. So we'll continue filling with satin stitches. As I move along, the stitches will become shorter, and I will fill the parts that are small enough for satin stitches, and then move on to the next section. As I told you before, because this area is very small, you can complete it with satin stitch. You can go side by to side, but you can do it with a split stitch or long and short stitches. It's okay. So I will see you in a bit. Okay, so as you can see, I have finished this section and it's entirely filled with satin stitches. The key to satin stitches is maintaining the same direction. For instance, these are all vertical, going to top to bottom. None of these are horizontal. This keeps it more uniform. The next step is outlining. This time we'll use only a single thread. Always use the split stitch, and I will outline all the horizontal division on this side, on this wing, and I will work the other wing as well. So I will see you in a few seconds. Okay, so I have finished outlining the wings on this part. Now we'll use long and short stitches to create subtle gradients for each section. Don't worry, I will provide guidance on the gradients and the number of colors we'll use, so don't worry. I will work on one section and repeat the same process for color 1014, 1015, 1016, 17, and 18. The sections defined as A, B, C, D, E, and R will follow the same approach. For the lower sections, we always outline with a single thread and split stitch. Only the internal divisions will be outlined. For example, this one, but not this one. These curves won't be outlined, only these parts here. I will demonstrate and repeat the same process for the opposite side so you can follow along. Okay, so we're going to start making long and short stitches. And we're going to start with color 333 in this section here. And I will use the anchor 968. When a number has an A or has a prefix, it means it's anchor thread. So we'll continue making stitches. I will finish the sections with the colors indicate in the pattern, and I will see you in a bit. Okay, just in case you don't know the long and short stitches, as the name indicates, we're going to make straight stitches, a few longer than others and a few shorter. The important thing is they has to be together and you don't have to leave any gap empty. So I will continue doing this process. As you can see, there are long and short stitches in certain areas, some much longer like this one, in others shorter. Remember, in smaller areas like this one, the stitches will be shorter because it's a small area. In larger areas, the stitches can be longer. For the second and third colors, I suggest alternating stitches. Some stitches starting at the edge of the previous layer and others going towards the center and vice versa. This blending technique helps the colors transition smoothly. And or in case you have any doubts, you can always go to the video I just have for long and short stitches. Okay, so I will continue and I will follow the guide. And remember, this one it will be mirror. Whatever you do here, you're going to replicate it on the other side. Okay, as you can see, I have made a lot of progress and I finished this side and added the veins to the bottom part. Here's a tip. For instance, in section 15, you will see a combination of 5 colors. Here are the 5 colors. Here, these colors. So for example, in this case, we're going to use short stitches to create a smooth transition. Always using long and short stitches, but primarily short ones. And we're going to start with 968 on this area, then move to 1016, followed by 327, and at the end, just a little bit of 223, and at the tip, use 3722. This one here, just a little bit here. And we're going to apply this method to the other sections as well. And it's okay if there is a little bit overlap or imbalance between the colors. At the end, it will look very well, believe me. For this section, the grading it will be slightly different. In section A, we use 3033, 968, 1016 with only short stitches at the end, just a little bit. From section B, C, D, and E, we'll do the opposite. The gradient before it was light to dark. In this case, it will be dark to light. eh, to give it a little bit more dynamism to the project. I will continue working. I will see you in just a few seconds.